Hey guys, in this video I want to share with you how to stop relying on Facebook. You know, a lot of you guys, especially, you know, some like end of the quarters like are typically like very stressful like period for like a lot of advertisers because CPMs go up because a lot of big brands are dropping money on the ads and big agencies. So let's say Coca-Cola had a budget of like $50 million for a quarter for the advertising and they only spend like 30. Okay, and now they have like, let's say last month of the quarter or last 2 weeks of the quarter, and they have to spend that money. The agency wants to spend that money because they, you know, they get paid percentage of the ad spend, right? Maybe they paid like 10% of the ad spend. So they want to make that money, that commission, but in order to do that, they have to spend the money. So they just blow it on Facebook. That's why CPMs go up, accounts get restricted more often, you know, pages get restricted. I mean, everything goes like out of like, and so that causes a lot of stress. And also like pages, ad accounts, business managers, profiles, all of that stuff goes down like quite often. So I want to share with you the framework that you could replicate for yourself to get out of this like Facebook dependency. So the way we do it, right, and the way we treat it, like we just treat every advertising platform as, we just see it as a kind of like temporary solution, right? For example, if I look at the Facebook, I don't care if we use Facebook or we use like Google or we use like whatever platform we are using, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at it as like exploiting that platform as much as we can while we can. It's just a temporary place for us to buy traffic, right? Pretty much what you are doing with your business, you're buying traffic. So whether you buy it on Facebook, you buy it on Google, it doesn't matter really. Like it doesn't matter. People put so much emphasis on Facebook. We are like big spender on Facebook, but I don't care about Facebook. Facebook is a temporary solution. Like if tomorrow another platform gets us better like results, I'll switch like this, right? And if we can dial in that platform quite fast, I'll switch like this. For now, Facebook is kind of like the temporary solution that works very well. But how to stop being dependent on Facebook, right? So how to, for example, we're spending, you know, $1 to $3 million on per month on Facebook. How do we stay like not go crazy, right? Like when these ad accounts go down, the pages, right? The way I think about it is it's called redundancy, right? Like so on the airplane, if you fly in the airplane ever, I mean probably you will not know it because that happens behind the scenes. But on airplane, the way it is designed is that every part, like so for example, airplane has two engines, right? If one of them goes down, the other engine could still take the airplane, can still make it fly and can still get it to a successful landing. If let's say one of the systems goes down, then there is another system that is redundant to it. So like if one goes down, then the other will replace it, the other will be functional, and the airplane will be able to successfully land. And once they land it, obviously they'll fix it. But the goal is not to have casualties and not to like, you know, drive the airplane into the ground. So, but what I'm leading to is that a lot of people, they're dependent on Facebook by their own decision, whether it's like most of the times, you know, like smart entrepreneurs, but like they're just like dependent on Facebook because they think that the game is honest, right? So they might have, let's say, one page, one ad account, one business manager, and they would advertise successfully until a certain point, until random things happen and that ad account, that business manager, the profile that you advertise from get disabled. Like something goes down because it goes down like sometimes for very weird like reasons, but it goes down. And so the way we have designed it in our business, guys, by the way, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video. The way we have designed it in our business is that we're not dependent on any one element so that it could kill our business. Let's say if we are advertising, we're advertising from like 10, 15 ad accounts. And these are agency ad accounts. These are not like regular ad accounts that get shut down like These are very strong ad accounts, and if even they get shut down, they're limited ad spend from day one. But even if they get shut down, like we get the replacement, or like we get them reactivated within like 1 to 2 days. The key to not being dependent on anything is to have, there's this like saying, you're only as free as your options, right? That's why, for example, in companies, the smartest people, the top executives, like C-suite level, they can demand more and they can get more because they have the option, right? Because if, for example, one company doesn't give them what they need, they can simply switch the company. And because like many other companies would be happy to hire them. So they have options, right? And again, you're only as free as your options. So if you don't have options for the ad accounts, if you're only relying on one ad account at any given point, if you're only relying on one business manager at any given point, if you're only relying on one page at any given point, then it might work, and it might work like very successfully until a certain point. Until a point where like something goes down and then your business is vulnerable and you cannot advertise and you cannot make money and you cannot pay all of the overhead and you cannot pay all of your team because your business is damaged. This is what's very, very important. This is what's very, very important to keep in mind. So you want to build, in order to stop for you being dependent on Facebook, you need to have multiple ad accounts, multiple business managers, multiple profiles, ideally multiple pages. If you see all successful brands, they're advertising from multiple business pages. It could be just like influencers. It could be just like influencers page, right? That you advertise from, that you have access to. But it must be backup for all of the options that you have. If you want help like putting this all together, this is Garden of Eden, then you just reach out to one of our team members. There should be a link below this video, so you can reach out to one of our team members and we'll see how we can help you. It's only for intermediate advanced e-commerce entrepreneurs. Like if you already have some volume and you don't want to lose that volume, you want to maintain it, then this is for you. This is not for people who are just starting out. So being flexible in that respect, right? Now on the other side, okay, so let's say you have that on Facebook, and let's say you're doing like $500,000, 1 million per month, and you feel like, maybe you're like at capacity for specifically for Facebook, specifically for the Facebook platform. So how do you do it? You would need to diversify, right? You need to diversify, and you need to, add other channels to your business so you can complement the volume and you can be more profitable as a whole. So the first that I would start, that's probably number one thing, is email marketing. If you want introduction to the email marketing agency that I recommend, just comment email below. So having email marketing set up, that will give you 10 to 30% in extra sales. Then having email marketing SMS sequences, so that's another few percent in extra sales that you would generate, that would increase your profit margin. So you want to make sure that backend is actually profitable, and from there you could expand to the other, Google, Pinterest, Snapchat, TikTok, all of these platforms you can advertise on, and depending on the product that you sell, you could be successful with it. But each of those platforms, where a lot of people go wrong is they try too many different platforms at the same time without truly understanding a context for each of those. For example, it's possible, but it is very challenging to understand, to be very, very good at multiple traffic sources, right? So if someone is assassin on Facebook, they might be decent, for example, on YouTube, but they most likely will not be world class, or it's very, very rare exceptions. So stick to one platform and dial it in first. So if that's Facebook working for you, max it out, and just make sure you max it out before you start to get distracted. Hey, let's do little bit ad spend here, a little bit ad spend here, and like now you have 10 different platforms to manage. Even if you have like media buyers, like I mean, maybe like each of those media buyers would need to be like well trained. So think about it, like the amount of work that needs to be done. Instead of like focusing on one platform, dialing in that platform, and then having, for example, like retargeting on Pinterest, Google, like SMS, email, right? So you'd have like probably like you'd get like the most benefit with the least amount of work, right? You'd get like the most like basic stuff established, but you would get, you know, the most possible benefit from it. This is, guys, what you want to have. You want to have this structure where it's like you dedicate to one platform, right? And again, like you can stop being dependent on it once you have the infrastructure. If you don't have the infrastructure, that's where your vulnerability comes. This is where you become extremely vulnerable, and this is where it will be very painful for you. Let's say your ad accounts get shut down, your business manager gets shut down, your profiles get shut down, and that becomes very, very painful experience, and that impacts your business. Again, it impacts your overhead. Like you still have the overhead, your ad accounts go down, you have no revenue, no profit, you still have to pay all of the employees. That becomes extremely challenging. So make sure you have that in place. Make sure you have multiple business managers, multiple profiles, multiple pages, access those through unique IP addresses so you don't have circumvention issues. And build infrastructure, guys. And then the retargeting on other platforms, put it together, and that is a full ecosystem that will help you to be more consistent and more profitable and have more peace of mind as you build your business. Also for the investors, when you buy it, like when you sell your business and you say, hey, okay, I mean, our business is only advertising on Facebook, and we are as good as ROS, as like ROS yesterday was bad, like we lost money, and sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Like, who buy that fucking business? Like no one. I mean, no one person, like not a single like smart person, smart buyer will buy that business. So make sure you put the right infrastructure in place. This is it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's just my limited experience. Maybe like some of you guys know some other ways how to stop being dependent on Facebook, how to stop being like dependent on Facebook. But this is the way that I know. This is the way that worked for us, and this is what has helped us to spend, millions of dollars on ads profitably. That has allowed us to, build like 8-figure business for ourselves and help, our clients as well to generate like more than $100 in extra revenue. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you're saying in the comments, and see you guys. Bye bye.